Hello, I'm Duane Stixx Boyd. I like to be called Stixx. I was once a professional musician. I'm a salesman in Ed Bozarth Chevrolet, Las Vegas. So when Deon came in, I had to find the right car for him. But dealing with Deon, it was more personal than actually finding the car. We talked more about family, even before we did a car deal, which made it more personal. But having to get the opportunity to get to know him, I had to find the perfect Suburban for Deon and the Derricos. So the Suburban that he wanted one in black, but it had to be loaded because he do have a few kids that are really into vehicles. So had to have leather, had to have navigation, had to have a sunroof because some of his boys wanted to stick their head out the top of the Suburban, but it was a certain Suburban that he wanted, and I had to find, and when we found it, he was like happy, but the whole family was happy as well. They also purchased a 2020 Chevy Bolt, and he also bought, he purchased a Equinox for his mom as well. So they bought a total of 3 vehicles from me.
Tell us more about the Bolt. So
the Chevy Bolt is basically all electric EV vehicle, no gas, no oil changes, which is what his wife really wanted. And when we delivered the vehicle, she gave me a hug because all she thought about was no gas. Then the Chevy Equinox, which is what he purchased for his mom, she always wanted one because they're from Detroit, so they're very familiar with our brand. And we got the perfect color for her, but it was important that she had to have an Equinox, but it also had to be loaded as well.
So what is a loaded vehicle?
Loaded means leather, navigation, sunroof, blind spot. You know, basically, first of all, Chevy has like some of the safest vehicles. All our vehicles come equipped with like 10 or 12 airbags, but the most important, because they have a big family, they wanted to feel safe. So even the Suburban that he purchased came equipped with a curtain of like airbags to make the vehicle safe as possible for his whole family.
How did you meet and start working with Deon?
I actually was standing outside one night and Deon pulled up. He was dressed very incognito, I have no idea who he was. And we started talking, and he wanted to see, first of all, he wanted to see a Silverado. We showed him that. But then he told me that he wanted to look at the new Suburban. So I showed him that because he told me that he had a pretty big family. So showed him the Suburban. We came inside, we talked for a while. It was more personal than anything. And after we talked, he let me know that the vehicle was more for his family, and he was a reality show star. But he told me that if I'm able to sell him the Suburban, he will purchase 2 other vehicles at the same time.
So you did not know that Deon was a TLC celebrity?
Absolutely not. It wasn't important to me at the time. The most important thing to me at the time was basically taking care of him and making sure I find the perfect vehicle for him.
So how is your relationship with the Derricos now?
I would like to say that he considered me as a friend. We talk like maybe once every 2 weeks, not even about vehicles, just on a personal level. He always asks about my family, and of course I always ask him about his, because I'm so like overwhelmed with how many kids he have. But yeah, we talk on a regular basis. But if it's any need or car need that he has, I know that his youngest daughter, she's up next for a vehicle, and when I went to the premiere party, she told me that she's ready for hers, and he said no. She said that she's ready for a Camaro. He said no. So we have to figure out something for her, because now she's up next, and she also has to be treated like VIP as well.
Tell us about Ed Bozarth.
Ed Bozarth is definitely a great company to work for. I've been here for going on 7 years. It's definitely a family-based company. A lot of even employees been here for like years because it's that great of a company to work for. But even Ed Bozarth himself, he prides himself on like treating everyone like family. But I have great staff, also have an awesome boss, and even every person here is just awesome to work with. So when you're ready for your Chevrolet, all you have to do is just call Ed Bozarth Chevrolet and ask for Duane, and we can either do an in-person meeting or we can do a live chat meeting.